Hey there, all my July 2nd Cancerians. Happy birthday. Here's this cool Cancer photo that I have for your sign. It's from an old calendar. Thank you for joining us. If you do want to check out the video for your week of Cancer 1, the link is below in the description. Do be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see the big 144 series where I cover all the sun, moon, and rising combinations. I did do Cancer, Sun, Aries, Moon, so that's about what? 12 different combinations of cancers, so at least 12 of you are going to have that combination. So if you know your rising and moon, do like and subscribe and check out the big 144 series. I'll be getting a Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moon hopefully sometime this year. We got Scorpio, Sun, Aries, Moon coming out. So we're going to go ahead and be reading from the big birthday book today. I'm going to put the link below as well. You can find it on Amazon or even at like Barnes and Noble. But yeah, so it's 2 pages here. We're going to cover the general description, then we'll go over the numbers and planets, the tarot card, health, advice, meditation, and the celebrities born on your day. Now, I do want to warn you that the book is slightly dated in that it doesn't have the most like super new young celebrities aren't in this book, but there are some timeless ones. And eventually I'm going to do part 2s where I pull up, newer celebrities born on your day. You can always Google that too. So, July 2nd, the day of the disconnected unconscious. July 2nd people, like all empaths, they're basically saying, all Cancerians are empaths in this book, which isn't too far from the truth. Most water signs are pretty empathic and intuitive, are strongly emotive and receptive to the feelings of others. Those born on this day generally fall into 2 main types: those that keep such intense feelings to themselves and those that flamboyantly express them. The more intense feelings, the more repressed July 2nd person must learn to loosen up, while a flamboyant July 2nd person may have to temper the abundance of his or her emotional output. July 2nd people are often assailed by personal doubts and a lack of self-confidence. Such insecurity may not be apparent to others, especially when those born on this day are well accomplished. Part of this reason for this is that most July 2nd people do not wish to burden others with their problems. Overcoming doubts for them can be a private matter, and they are not quick to seek positive reinforcement from others. July 2nd people lead a very active fantasy life, but of course, much of this activity remains regulated to the unconscious world of dream or daydreaming. Never being considered in an active light. Nonetheless, the key to self-understanding for July 2nd person is in recognizing the effort of unconscious fantasies on the emotional life and self-image. My mic is a little haphazard here, you guys. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me there. I'm just going to turn into it so you can hear me well. Thus, in a sense, their conscious and unconscious minds have to get to know each other better. Self-examination of this kind requires time and mental energy, which, in the case of July 2nd people, may be largely spent on daily concerns. But if those born on this day make an investment in personal development, it may pay practical dividends in improved health and work performance, or even lead to major life changes. Indeed, a socially successful July 2nd person is often able to put a well-integrated fantasy life directly in the service of their career. Love partners of July 2nd people may play an important role in encouraging such psychological work. Those born on this day have an emotional richness and depth of feeling which is well worth the effort to bring out. However, July 2nd people are extremely sensitive and do not react well to what they perceive as confrontation, accusation, or blame. Because they are so sensitive, their armor must be dismantled rather than pierced. And this takes a great deal of patience and understanding indeed. Sorry, you guys. This is just too heavy for the stand that I have. Okay. Extroverted July 2nd people can be confused when their well-meant but overly emotional expression is misunderstood. A July 2nd introvert may be unable to handle the aggressiveness of others, and in confrontational situations is likely to either explode or, more often, withdraw. When July 2nd people succeed in balancing their emotional and fantasy life, they exude a stability that elicits more desirable responses from others. You know, a lot of these are, I hope that you can relate to this and that it resonates for you. All right, numbers and planets. Those born on the second of the month are ruled by the number 2 and by the moon. Since those ruled by the number 2 often make good co-workers and partners rather than leaders, this attribute complements the more passive qualities of the introverted July 2nd type. However, for the more extroverted July 2nd person, it may also act as a brake on individual initiative and action, producing frustration. This is further enhanced by the moon, also Cancer's ruler, having strongly reflective and passive tendencies. These moon and number 2 qualities can be still stronger in a July 2nd person who was a second child. Such children often grow up being subservient to an older sibling. And I also want to add that the reason that there may be this dichotomy with July 2nd people, because it did say that initially in the very beginning when we started reading about your day, is that more extroverted, I'd be willing to bet those of you that are more extroverted probably have more extroverted moons. Your moon is probably in a fire sign, or, if you're not that into astrology and you're just here to hear about your birthday, we're going to continue, but if your moon is in the sign, a fire sign or an air sign like Aries or Aquarius, you may fall into the category of being the more extroverted July 2nd person who shows your emotions more outwardly, because the moon is the ruler of Cancer and of your day. Your moon being in a masculine sign may cause you to be much more extroverted. So, and then if it's in a feminine sign, my neighbors above me are stomping. I hope it's not because of me, but whatever. If it's in a more feminine sign, then you're going to be that much more, because your day and your sun sign is ruled by the moon, you're going to be that much more introverted and that much more sensitive. So that could be why there's a real dichotomy here between the two types of July 2nd people that they're kind of speaking on. All right. So I would be interesting to know if you do know your moon sign, let me know if you're a more extroverted type and you're an Aries moon, and do be sure to check out your big 144 video. But if you're a Cancer sun with a Cancer moon, you might be one of the more introverted July 2nd type. So it'd be interesting if you guys know your moon signs. Let me know in the comments if you feel like what I'm saying aligns, because I'm curious. All right. Now, your tarot card, I'm using the Gilded Tarot, but I did pull them out, is the High Priestess. So this is a little bit different than the traditional deck, but you can always look it up, Google the High Priestess card if you want to see. Now, this is generally associated with Pisces when we're doing readings, but I do hear some readers, because I do general tarot readings, so do like and subscribe if you want to see those. I just did Cancers about in the last few days, so check that out. But I also watch all the other signs, or no, I watch a lot of other tarot readers too, because they keep me in the loop. It keeps me connected. I do a lot of personal tarot readings. If you ever want one from me, it's psychicschool.com. I do astrology and tarot. So watching those videos on the background keeps me in the loop. And a lot of them do read the High Priestess as Cancer as well. It's highly intuitive. It's kind of all-knowing. It is, to me, more 12th house Pisces energy. But this is the card of your day for you. So I'm going to go ahead and read what it says here. The second card of the major arcana is the Priestess, which is the High Priestess, shown seated on her throne, calm and impenetrable. She is a spiritual woman who reveals hidden forces and secrets, empowering us with that knowledge. Favorable qualities of this card are silence, intuition, reserve, and discretion. Negative values are secretiveness, mistrust, indifference, and inertia. I guess the standing still inertia, not the in forward motion inertia. Emphasizing certain passive tendencies found in introverted July 2nd people who may wait too long before taking action. So, there's a lot of power in silence, but, sometimes the silent treatment can be a little bit destructive. They say that, I was reading, the most destructive thing in relationships, they're saying nowadays, is stonewalling, and it's kind of like a narcissist tactic, but we all have narcissistic tendencies. So that would be sort of an example of, if you kind of just shut your person out or your problem out and you don't acknowledge it sometimes, that can kind of be the destructive equivalent of stonewalling. So, even if it's hard for you to speak about something, just tell someone, it's hard for me to talk about right now, would be my advice. But there's a lot of strength in this card as well, and resolve. So it's just about discernment like anything else, knowing when to be in your default energy and in your own power, and when you need to maybe, make some exceptions and modify a little bit. All right. That's just my 2 cents. And because we're going to get into advice in a minute, but we're going to read the health portion first. I'm going to take a little sip here. Many extroverted July 2nd people have a propensity for hysterical behavior and tend to wear themselves down in expressions of anxiety and nervous energy. I can relate to that as a Cancer midheaven. All right. Or a Virgo moon. Introverted July 2nd people often promote chronic illness through suppressing emotions. So that would be like not speaking, and just shutting something out. Both types must be aware of seeking a drug-induced state of balance, as it is of course a temporary and perhaps harmful solution. The expression of love, both physical and spiritual, is very important to the continued health of July 2nd people. A calm, understanding, and patient partner may aid greatly in their development, particularly a partner not highly reactive to their moods. So maybe like another water sign that's not, more moody. Or an earth sign might actually be really good for you guys. I do see Capricorn with Cancer a lot. They're not a particularly emotional type. So moderate exercise and a regular, carefully controlled diet are recommended for July 2nd people. So just walking on the treadmill, walking around the neighborhood. That's what I do. All right. Advice. Get in touch with your fantasy life. Examine how it conflicts with your emotional nature. Then put it to work for you. Balance your inner and outer worlds. Try to meet the needs of others more effectively. And I would say, I feel like you guys probably really go out of your way to meet the needs of others, unless maybe you're in an emotional funk. So, balancing not taking care of others too much where, you're not able to process your own emotions would be my takeaway from that. So, your meditation is, the shadow in each of us is not to be feared, but to be better known. So, yeah, maybe, for some of us more than others, whether you're born July 2nd or not, shadow work can be life-changing. All right, we're going to get into the celebrities now, but first I want to go ahead and go into the strengths and weaknesses, because I left that for the end last time, and because some of these celebrities are unknown, I may lose you here, but strengths: imaginative, responsible, exciting. Weaknesses: insecure and anxious. Aren't we all at times? Aren't we all, you guys? All right. Born on this day, Hermann Hesse. He was a German 20th century visionary novelist. He wrote Steppenwolf and Siddhartha. He was a poet and he committed suicide. All right. Thurgood Marshall. He was the first American Supreme Court Justice. Richard Lee Petty. He was King Richard, auto racing legend, 7 times Daytona 500 winner, 7 times NASCAR champ, first stock car driver to win $1 million. Sounds good. Selman Abraham Waxman. Russian microbiologist. Soil research led to discovery of antibiotics. Imelda Marcos. She was the wife of Philippine dictator presidential candidate. So his last name must have been Marcos as well. Doesn't say his name. You'd think it would say the wife of and then his name, but no. Okay. Imelda Marcos. Oh no, I just read that. Carlos Menem. He was an Argentinian president. Ahmed Jamal. He was a jazz pianist. John Sununu. Bush's White House chief of staff. TV issues program host. Then there was Ron Silver. He was a movie actor. May have heard of him. Dan Rowan. He was a comedian. He did Rowan and Martin. Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco. Baseball outfielder. All Rookie of the Year, MVP. And we have Jerry Hall. He was a model. And it says Mrs. McJagger. Yeah. Pavel Kohout. Czech writer, theater and film director, political activist. Patrice Lumumba. Congolese Prime Minister. Now, I am really terrible at chopping up names, so hopefully that's not bothering any of you if I've said any of these wrong. Olav V was a Norwegian king. Hope I said Olav V right. Or no, maybe it's Olav the Fifth, Norwegian king. Emmanuel Newman, Zionist leader. Brock Peters, a film actor. I think he was in the 70s, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Brock just sounds like, now I'm thinking like Boogie Nights or something. C.W. von Gluck, German composer. Archbishop Cranmer, Henry VIII's churchman and Queen Elizabeth's tutor is who he was, Archbishop Cranmer. And then we have, oh, and he was burned at the stake as a heretic. So I'm like leaning in the mic over here. Frederick Theophilus Klopstock. He was a German poet. All right, so that concludes the July 2nd birthday book. I hope you guys have a very happy birthday whenever you're seeing this, whatever time of year. If you're checking in for someone you know or love. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, do be sure to like and subscribe if you are really interested in astrology and tarot. And if you're just here to hear about your birthday from the birthday book, then I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and light. Thank you very much. And I'm putting out the July 3rd video next.